A massive 7.4 magnitude earthquake has rocked Taiwan. That quake killing at least 7 people, injuring hundreds more, and causing heavy damage to buildings.
This is the moment the earthquake hit. A magnitude 7.4 according to U.S. estimates. The morning quake rocking city landmarks, violently shaking homes. This TV newsroom left swaying, as was this rooftop swimming pool. Water falling down another one in this building. The most powerful quake to strike Taiwan in a quarter century. Worst hit the coastal city of Hualien, just 15 miles from the epicenter. Several buildings were left partially crumbled and dangerously teetering. Emergency workers searching for dozens of people trapped in damaged buildings or under debris. Annie Lima, an American living in Taiwan, was in Hualien when it hit.
My husband and I jumped to our feet and ran for the nearest doorway and braced ourselves, and we could barely keep our balance, holding both sides of the doorway. And all around us, things were falling off the walls and off shelves, smashing and crashing everywhere.
The quake and multiple aftershocks triggered landslides around the island, trapping hikers on trails. Hitting the capital of Taipei during the morning commute, it set off tsunami warnings in the Philippines and Japan.
Taiwan's military says there were 30 Chinese warplanes and 9 warships operating around the country in the last 24 hours. 20 of the planes breached Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ. Now, this area acts as a defense buffer zone, but is not part of Taiwan's territory. In recent years, China has regularly sent warplanes near Taiwan.
The storms are leaving our area, but it certainly left behind flash flooding. We've got team coverage around the area to keep you safe.
It was a very scary night.
Yeah, in fact, even in my own home yesterday evening, we had the tornado warning, saw the rotation in the sky. We got to our basement in a safe place and escaped without a problem. Of course, that was the story for many of you overnight. You probably heard the thunder. You got woken up in the middle of the night. And of course, you add things on top of it. Well, we had radar issues, and that was nationwide, where radars were going out overnight, and I'm sure the National Weather Service will be looking into why that happened.
So I live in this area, and we're having rain and snow, but look at the radar in Nevada. Let me get closer. Look at that. I wonder what's going on there.
The river provides hydropower to 7 states, irrigation to more than 5 million acres of farmland, drinking water to 40 million Americans, and of course, the breathtaking Whitewater Rapids running through the Grand Canyon. All of it threatened by more than 2 decades in a megadrought. We can't just flip a switch like Colonel Joe Moore in Mad Max Fury Road. But we do have a superpower. Straight out of science fiction's X-Men: The Last Stand. It's called weather modification, or cloud seeding.
We can't create the cloud. There has to be an existing storm system.
We just give it a bump.
Yeah.
Garrett Kamens heads up one of the largest cloud seeding companies in the U.S.
Has the desperation in the mega drought made the interest in cloud seeding skyrocket?
Oh, definitely.
There are currently 42 cloud seeding projects across the American West, like this one in Utah, where they take planes like this with flares attached. They fly right into the storm and send microscopic particles into the cloud.
Particles that act like magnets for water droplets, bonding together until they are heavy enough to fall to the ground as rain or snow.
With Davo, Dubai is making it rain in a sweltering desert by zapping clouds with electricity using drones.
Fascinating, isn't it?
So much to ask, but let's take it, and then we'll do a few questions.
Before we talk about what's happening in Dubai, let's talk about cloud seeding in general, because a lot of people, I don't think, understand what cloud seeding is. And this has been going on for decades, by the way. This is not something that's brand new. But traditionally, what cloud seeding is, it involves using aircraft or drones or even some cannons to push silver iodide up high into the clouds. Why silver iodide? Because what that has the same crystallized structure as ice. So once it gets up into the clouds, it starts to accumulate ice on it and these large raindrops, which helps, especially in a cloud mass that's not really going to rain. It helps to bring rain and especially snow down.
So it works.
It does work. marginally. But the problem with silver iodide through the years has been this, is that they feel it could be harmful to aquatic life. Okay. So over in Dubai, which is what you're seeing here, they took it a different step, and what they basically did, they had a fleet of drones that flew up into cloud cover, and they used electrical charges to force water droplets to combine into larger ones.
We note that geoengineering is discussed and explored in several parts of the world, and that it is considered by some as a potential future response to climate change. This is an issue with global implications and considerable risks. Nobody should be conducting experiments alone with our shared planet.
But what exactly is climate engineering, also known as geoengineering, and how can it manipulate the weather? Researchers are already working on several types of technologies that they think could lower temperatures. One is called stratospheric aerosol injection. That means airplanes releasing tiny particles that reflect light back. But according to some experts, hundreds or even thousands of specialized planes working for years would be needed. And then there's marine cloud brightening, an attempt to increase the reflectivity of low clouds with the help of aerosol particles released from boats.
Back in July, the Chinese Communist Party marked its centenary with a ceremony attended by tens of thousands of people on Tiananmen Square. Now, a report has just been released by Beijing's Tsinghua University revealing that the government artificially changed the weather for that event.
In China, they're waging war on the weather. A drought so severe, they're firing rockets into the sky to make it rain.
China has taken weather manipulation to new heights, surpassing other nations in its ambitious pursuit. Already capable of artificially manipulating the weather over its major cities, China's aspirations reach even further. By 2025, it aims to extend its reach to modify the weather over half of its vast territory, a prospect that has raised concerns among neighboring countries, particularly India. China's weather manipulation capabilities also hold significant potential as a military strategy. With military involvement and a vast workforce, China has developed aircraft and anti-aircraft guns to manipulate cloud formations and precipitation. By artificially altering rainy conditions in border regions, a nation can impede enemy troop movements and logistics operations, effectively slowing down adversary forces. This real-time tactical advantage can be invaluable in military conflicts. The ability to control the weather, even on a localized scale, provides a unique element of power projection and can shape the outcome of military engagements.